Sola! Good Friday morning to you. And no, that's not a Spanish greeting. That would have been hola. Sola is the Latin word for only. That's what it means. And it's a word that's referred or used to refer to those principles that the reformers believed were the foundation of our faith and of the church. Reformers like Martin Luther, John Calvin, and others. In their day, the church had grown up and a kind of accumulated practices and beliefs that were not in the Bible. Things like praying to the saints, praying to dead people rather than to God. Things like paying for the forgiveness of sins, called indulgences. Now, we look at those, and there were many others, but we look at those and we think that's crazy. That's not in the Bible. The Bible doesn't teach that, and you'd be right. And that's why the reformers said enough is enough. And they said they rejected those things, those practices, those beliefs, and said we will only believe in 5 things only. And here are the 5 solas. Only the scripture, only the person of Jesus, only faith, only grace, and only the glory of God. And the reformers dug in and they said, these are the things that define the church. They define our faith, and we will not move from them. Only these. And so we're going to begin a series on Sunday called Sola, and we're going to review this Sunday. We're going to review those 5 solas, and then we're going to take 1 week on each one of them. The psalmist in Psalm 11 says this. He begins by saying, "The Lord is our refuge," in Psalm 11, verse 1. The Lord is our refuge. That speaks to our faith. That's our safe place. That's where we go in this life to find meaning and purpose. The Lord is our refuge. Then he comes down to verse 3 and he says, if the foundations are destroyed, what shall the righteous do? We live in a time where the foundations of our nation are being destroyed. They're being removed, statues torn down, and riots and violence in the street. Our history is being rewritten or ignored or replaced. And the psalmist asks the question, if the foundations are destroyed, what shall the righteous do? Now, he was speaking, of course, not about our nation or any nation. He was speaking about the people of God. What shall the people of God do? Well, this election coming up is really about what kind of a nation we want, whether we want to remain a nation, a democracy, a republic, or whether we will move towards socialism and even communism. And the organization Black Lives Matter has been stirring things up. It's a Marxist socialist organization that seeks to replace the foundations of our nation. But the psalmist isn't speaking about our nation, because whatever nation we end up with after the election and in the years to come, the people of God will always have the same place to go, the same safe place. That is the Lord. The Lord is our refuge. But it's a fair question. If the foundations of the church, of the people of God, if our foundations are destroyed, if we start believing things that are not in the Bible and stop believing things that are, what shall the righteous do? And the answer is we have nowhere to go. We have no faith, we have no church, no purpose, no meaning. And so we're going to spend some time focusing on the 5 solas, upon the things, the only things that really matter. And so we're looking forward to that, and hope you have a wonderful Friday, and hope to see you on Sunday. God bless.